Really don't want to have to do this, but Dogecoin just dipped below 25 cents, and that means Pro the Dogecoin millionaire is no longer a millionaire, and as much as I tried to warn him, he's out of the club, and I really don't want to have to do this, but I'm gonna call him right now. And
what's up, bro?
hey, dude, did you see the price of Dogecoin?
No, why?
Yeah, man, it just dipped below 25 cents, and you're out of the millionaire club. I'm so sorry.
Are you serious? All right, hold on. I'll be right over.
What do you mean you'll be right over?
We gotta talk about this, bro.
Are you serious? He's actually here.
Hey, Andre. Guess what? So by the time it took me from LA to come to Vegas, I'm back up over $1 million.
All right, man, what's up? You're back.
What's up?
You are still in the millionaire club.
Yes.
We are awkwardly close because the lens, you can't really see it, but it's really wide.
It's
and
really
so
wide.
if we sit a foot apart, it looks like this. Like, it looks like we're really far apart.
Yeah.
This is us like 2 inches apart, and I kind of like it. So anyway, I reached out to you on April 24th. So you became a millionaire on April 15th.
Yes.
So your story blew up on Reddit.
Correct.
You YOLO'd $180,000 that you basically sold all of your stocks, you borrowed money, you maxed out your credit cards,
Yeah.
you sold everything you had,
Yeah.
and you put it into Dogecoin.
Right.
How long was it before you became a millionaire?
69 days.
69 days. You can't make it up. 69
Yeah.
days. On April 15th, this guy becomes a millionaire with Dogecoin.
Right.
So I reach out to him on April 24th. We meet up in LA.
What if I was a crazy person? Well, like, what if like I
showed
was
up
like
to this house?
That's true. Like, weren't you scared, like, going to LA to visit this random guy in the middle of nowhere, like?
I mean, I'm still getting used to it.
Oh, well, fair enough. I feel like I look cuddly, you know?
Yeah,
I was
it's
teddy
like a
bear.
big teddy bear. I come to his place, he shows me around, and he shows me how he lives. His flat, it's a really small, less than 1,000 square foot apartment. It's like 800 square feet or something.
Yeah. No, it was 12 by 12, 144, so it was about 400.
About 400 square
400
feet.
square
This
feet.
is like minimal living.
I showed you my Pokemon cards.
Yes.
I showed you my socks.
Your great uncle did not let me change his socks for him either. I like feet. I do not know why.
Yes.
My sock collection. I showed you my Funko Pops.
You showed me your car.
I showed you my vision.
Your
I showed you
car,
my car.
Which is the infamous car that's kind of falling apart.
Yeah, and I showed you my vision board.
That's right. The vision board before you became a millionaire. We published the video, and then what happened?
And then 4 days later, I doubled what I had made.
You became a multi-millionaire.
Yes.
You had $2 million. Now, at your peak, you had $2.8 million.
2.9.
2.9. Okay, so I flew you back to Vegas.
Yes.
And I did my darndest to convince you to sell your Dogecoin. So I had my friend Graham Stephan. We drove to his house. I had him try to convince you.
Yeah.
That did not work. Then we had Meet Kevin try to convince you to sell. He
Yeah.
was the closest to get you to sell.
You wanna know
but-
something funny?
Yeah.
So everybody in the comments were like, you know, he was solid. He was rock hard. You know, Pro was solid, like in his belief. When Andre was telling him to sell, he said no. When Graham was telling him to sell, he said no. But then when he got to the final boss and Meet Kevin showed up, he shook a little bit.
You did, which didn't make any sense because Graham and I were like, you can have an entire lifetime without needing to work, and you're like, nah. And then Kevin's
I'll
like,
take a few months.
if you sold $400,000 worth, you could save yourself 10 years and then get good at anything. And he's like, wow, that makes sense.
I might do it.
I don't understand it, but all right. So after that point, we had Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
That was when Elon Musk came on, and there was hopes that Dogecoin would go to $1, right? So at that point, you had $2.8 million before it started.
Exactly. So as soon as Saturday Night Live started, when Elon walked out on stage, I was sitting at 2.8 million.
2.8, and we all had high hopes that it was going to go to the moon. It was going to go to $1.
Yeah.
We were rooting for you, but instead, what happened?
Within an hour, I dropped $1 million.
Within 1 hour, his
my
portfolio was fluctuating $1 million up and down every few minutes. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I had a heart attack.
I almost did too. You guys don't know this, but I was shaking in my boots. Like it was
There's
scary.
a snake in my boots.
That's how I felt. Right after Saturday Night Live, a few hours later, I bounced back over 2 million. Remember? And you were like, oh, I'm just glad you're back over
That's
2
right.
million.
After Saturday Night Live ended, he went back to $2 million. And now we're here today. The last time we made that second follow-up video was a month and a half ago, roughly. And so now you dipped below $1 million.
this past week has been a rough one.
You are no longer Dogecoin millionaire. You're like Dogecoin 100,000aire.
For about 24 hours, 24 to 48 hours, I was under $1 million. And then I popped back up. Can't get rid of me. Hold on, let's see where I'm at right now.
Okay, so right now he is at a little over $1 million right there. We couldn't convince you to sell, and now you're floating around $1 million. So you're about 5.5 to 6 times up from your initial investment.
Still better than I'd be doing in the stock market, that's for sure.
Much better than the stock market, but it's still kind of risky. So walk me through everything that's happened so far. How has your life changed? I mean, we did a ton of videos together. Graham did videos with you. Kevin's done videos with you. How has your life changed since we've last collabed?
You know what's crazy, bro? Like, I think back and, man, like back then I used to live in this little studio apartment, you know?
Yeah.
And the crazy part about it is now, like, I still live there.
I still do, but I used to too.
I used to too.
Mitch Hedberg.
I love Mitch Hedberg.
I love Mitch Hedberg, dude.
I don't know you knew.
I love
King
Mitch
of
Hedberg.
one-liners, guys.
Yeah. I like rice. Rice is good when you don't have 2,000 something. Next time I capsize, I will reach for a lime.
It's buoyant. About its buoyancy?
So after everything's happened, how has your life changed?
Dogecoin, the roller coaster ride.
Oh my God, what would that even look like?
Lots of dips.
I have an idea.
You diamond hand it, and then you buy the dip, and then you ride the dip, and then you ride the dip.
I think I found Omi right here. Bitcoin's a boomer coin, as the YouTube comment section. Crypto be like that though.
Dogecoin's a roller coaster, man.
So what else have you got going on then? So you still are a millionaire.
Yes.
But what's going on now?
I was on the Ryan Seacrest morning show in LA, the biggest morning show in LA.
That's huge. Wait, so what did he ask you there? What was that?
He didn't know anything about crypto. He
Wow.
was just like, so Dogecoin, tell me about it, bro.
I heard it's popping.
Yeah, basically. And then I was on The Daily, which is one of the biggest podcasts, the New York Times podcast. I was on The Daily. I got some Dogecoin Millionaire merch. If you go to www.thedogecoinmillionaire.com, you got shirts.
We've hit our promo limits now. Quick break, this video is not sponsored, but if you don't want to end up like Pro the Doge, then you should get up to $250 worth of free Bitcoin using this BlockFi link right here, blockfi.com/Andre, and go get 2 free stocks when you deposit $100 in Webull. You can get 2 free stocks valued up to $2,300 in value, and you can also go track them automatically with the link down below. Let's get back to the video.
I also have a book deal on the table.
Oh, that's awesome.
I got NFTs coming. Last but not least, the documentaries.
What about a movie deal? Doge of Main Street.
I love it. You want to come? You want to do it together?
Let's do that. In theaters, absolutely nowhere.
Ever.
But hold on, if you're not selling your investments with Dogecoin, how are you making money? Because I heard something else kind of happened that's big in your life.
Man, my foot just fell asleep. Nah, seriously. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys. There's no guys here.
There's no guys.
It's just you and I.
What's up, bro? What's up, little bro?
You're still hodling till $10. Maybe you can explain that later. You can explain some of the cool things that have happened with Dogecoin.
Yeah.
But mostly I'm curious is how are you actually making money? Because you're not selling your Dogecoin investments.
I quit my job.
Did you have like a backup plan?
Do I look like a guy with a backup plan?
So now you're doing YouTube full time. You've got the merch. You've got everything set up. So you're earning money with it yet or you're not?
No, I'm working on monetization right now.
My fear is like if it doesn't work out, what happens then?
If YouTube doesn't work out, I guess I'm coming to Vegas and you've got to show me how to work the strip, bro. Come for the Doge, stay for the magic tricks.
YouTube does not work out, this is what you gotta do.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can make money doing this?
Yeah, you can make a lot.
I think I got it. Hold on.
Stay for the tip.
Go ahead. So,
Just the tip.
oh, look, it's already.
Several bad puns later.
We got Graham Stephan over here.
Hey guys.
We gotta do a follow-up. He quit his job.
Why?
YouTube.
Really?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Trying to be like you guys.
You loser.
It probably makes sense now. Now you can just make YouTube videos and Dogecoin updates and make 5 times more than you could from a job.
For sure. And before I was trying to juggle both, you know, I was trying to do a full-time job and do YouTube full-time. It just wasn't working out. So I had to quit.
What's your new schedule?
Every 3 or 4 days.
Not enough. You should be doing a video every other day.
Okay.
The fact that you quit your job, now you can go full time on this every other day.
What do you think about him dipping below $1 million? He's a 100,000-aire now.
Yeah, it's hard for me to see that because I remember us being like, sell.
Yeah.
You could have the same amount right now. You could actually have more than that right now after paying taxes. I mean, here's the thing. We could always point in hindsight and be like,
if you sold right here and you bought it right there, you would.
But I mean, realistically, had you sold over 50, diversified a little bit, you could always come back to it if you wanted. Or I like Kevin's advice the most.
Yeah.
Sell half, lock in the half, you guarantee the rest of your life, and then the other half, let it ride.
So your new plan is now sell at $1.
Okay, new plan.
Oh, I don't like it.
Graham.
I don't like the new plan already. I think it's a terrible plan.
When we get to $1, I'm gonna sell 10%. So that would be $400,000.
Why not 50?
I don't know, because that's a number I picked.
Just now?
Just now. It's 10%.
My thought is waiting to sell at $1. Everyone's gonna sell at $1. So I would say pick like 78 cents.
Okay.
Pick
You know
honestly,
where we were.
I would pick somewhere around there. Because I think the selling pressure as you get close to $1 is gonna be so enormous.
That's true.
There has to be some huge catalyst that would push it over, because realistically what happened, it'll hit like 88 cents, 85, and then everyone's gonna start to sell off thinking everyone else is waiting for $1, I'm gonna cash out first.
Unless everyone thinks that, and the reverse happens.
True, but my question is this. Do you think we'll hit $1?
I have no clue. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if this thing goes back to a penny. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to $1. I think either scenarios are just as likely to happen.
It's funny because I actually brought this up to Andrei. So our first video, he asked me, he said, what if it goes back to 5 cents? I said, I don't think that'll happen. He's like, okay, so what's the lowest you think that it could go? And I told him, I said, 15 cents is the lowest that I think Dogecoin will go, and even then, I 5x my money. Since that video, Dogecoin has dipped all the way down to 15 cents twice. I was right on the money about that.
The oracle of Dogecoin. We're trying, guys. We are trying. It's
But
not
how about
working.
this? I'll sell at 92 cents.
No.
I'll sell at 83 cents.
I honestly would say sell half at 78 and let the other half ride. As long as you want, until your heart's content, I don't care. But at least you lock in half.
Because at 78 cents, I have over $3 million.
Not financial advice.
Not financial advice.
For entertainment purposes only. The one thing I will give you though is that Dogecoin has held up incredibly well.
I have a feeling that most people thought after Saturday Night Live, it was gonna crash and burn.
Well, it did end up losing 50%. That was a pretty substantial drop.
Here's the thing. I think it's going to go up substantially if there's another catalyst for Bitcoin to explode. If
Bitcoin going up.
when Bitcoin goes up, probably this year, hopefully in a few weeks, maybe in a few months, that's when Dogecoin will follow. And that's the best chance, unless you know of some catalyst that I don't know of.
Okay, my catalysts are this. Robinhood wallets, when they open up, that's about a third of Dogecoin out in the marketplace.
But how is that going to raise the price of Dogecoin?
Because there's more trading going on, there's more buying and selling going on, there's more crypto being moved in and out of exchanges. Right now, everything's stuck in a Robinhood.
Don't you think that would encourage people to take it off of the exchanges and hodl it even more and not necessarily encourage trading? Because if it's locked in Robinhood, you're much more incentivized to sell and buy more. But if you can withdraw it, you're just going to withdraw it and not going to trade it, which doesn't do anything for its price.
I don't see that as being a catalyst because Robinhood is its own ecosystem of Dogecoins. Like people just buy, sell on the platform. I think moving it to Coinbase or doing anything else with it is not going to affect the value.
You don't think it being able to be traded in and out in crypto form?
The only advantage that I could see with that is that if you were able to withdraw that somewhere else where you could spend Dogecoin.
That's what I was thinking.
That's the only thing that I could think of. But Dogecoin would have to be not universally accepted, but accepted on a much bigger scale.
Because I feel like the issue is, if I wanted to buy things with Dogecoin right now, the fact that 99% of mine is in Robinhood, I can't, right? So if I want to buy anything with Dogecoin, I have to cash out first to be able to use it.
Yeah, but then you would also have to pay substantial taxes.
Exactly. So I feel like if once the wallets open up, I'll be able to move the Doge out of Robinhood into my Coinbase or anywhere else and be able to actually spend it in Dogecoin form. If I was to cash out of my Dogecoin, I'm paying 40% taxes and then buying the Tesla. If I buy the Tesla in Dogecoin, am I still getting taxed 40%?
Correct.
Yes,
you
you
are.
are.
No matter what.
No matter what. The IRS wants their money.
That sucks. Why don't we have a bridge with Doge and Ethereum to be able to scale it even better by using the Ethereum ecosystem?
What would that do?
That would just make it easier for transfers faster. We would be using Ethereum to scale Dogecoin.
Just speed. Talking just transactions.
Just speed and price and
But
transactions.
also, to be fair, there has to be demand for it to be able to handle that. Like, I don't know if there's demand beyond what you're doing on chain already. Like, I don't think anyone's complaining like, oh, I can't spend my Doge because it's too expensive to transact with. It's still a nascent currency to the point where doing it on chain is still affordable enough to where people aren't like, we need this to scale. Bitcoin has a scaling problem. I don't think Dogecoin has a scaling problem yet. So there has to be a demand for that to make sense.
Okay, but I feel like the fact that door is open for it to happen with Ethereum is a great.
It's a great
thing.
catalyst. I just don't know if it's the one it needs.
If I could accept Dogecoin for coffee for sale at bankrollcoffee.com, I would.
Okay.
I would. I think it's fun. We accept Bitcoin. There were actually a few people that bought our coffee, I kid you not, with Bitcoin. How many people bought Teslas with Bitcoin? I'm sure a few of them did, just to be able to buy it with Bitcoin. I think the mention of it had a bigger impact than the transactional value of actually buying a Tesla with Bitcoin. I mean, all of this, like I said, it's just as likely to hit $1 as it is a penny.
Yeah.
So it's just which way is it gonna go? And you believe wholeheartedly it's gonna hit $1.
Yeah.
And you might be right.
Quick question, Bitcoin or Dogecoin?
Dogecoin.
You hesitate.
No, I was thinking about it. What if I was to say Bitcoin? That would like ruin
Career
everything.
over.
I was like, is it a trick question? Like
Between the two, I would say Bitcoin.
Ethereum or Cardano?
Ethereum. Although, profit-wise, maybe Cardano.
Because there's more
There's
of an
more
upside.
to be had. Yeah. Appreciate you being here, man.
Thank you. And you're gonna sell at 78 cents.
I don't know yet. We're still coming up with that number.
It looks so good. I want to get your reaction to this. I like this a lot.
Oh.